So this one is for um, going out to all my survivors, um, especially those of you that have had um, dealt with incarceration. So particularly, a perpetrator or someone who has been sentenced for a crime committed against you. So, those of you that know my story know that my ex um, brutally attacked me and served almost 6 years, would be 6 years in September, for the felonious assault, domestic violence that he committed against me. Um, it's a different phase of my life of survivorship, so to speak, right? I've given lots of talks and lots of presentations on my story of living past abuse. I've talked about the signs. I've talked about what to do, how to do when you leave. But this is new territory for me. Um, to have felt as safe as I've felt these past, nearly 6 years, because knowing he's over here in this prison somewhere and me and my family are here and I'm safe, right? I'm safe. This is new territory for me now. I think I've given other talks about, the things that I've done to try to prepare for this day. So, you all know I've a big supporter of the conceal to carry. So I have got my own arsenal, right? My house is Fort Knox. I got cameras and security. I got nasty, mean German shepherds. I've done everything that I can do from a physical standpoint to make me feel safe, to make my family feel safe. But this being the new territory for me, I've never spoken on it before, right? So this is the first time I've spoken on it, because I'm what? Let's see. He was released July the 30th, so it's been a couple weeks, and I am, I was giving myself time to go through the processing piece of it. Prior to him being released, I got notifications from the Vine system. Vine is like a it's a statewide victims notification system, where you can register if you have a case number, to be notified when they're released, whether it's prison or jail. And they will give you notifications, let you know if they've been moved, just keeps you in the loop. And so prior to him being released, I think 30 days prior to, I got the notifications. That made me feel some kind of way. Again, it made it real. And then I think 2 weeks or so prior, they also sent another round of notifications or whatever. And so even prior to all that, I've been doing my own due diligence to stay informed of what the process looks like, because I've never gone through this before. So I did reach out to the parole officer once I figured out. Somebody shared with me who that was, I reached out to him, introduced myself, and I'm sure as anybody can understand, this is new stuff, right? So he was very informative and very just a really good resource to help me to understand what parole is, what it isn't, and then what that meant for me and what it meant for my family. So me and my three children, who were listed on, we also had a protection order at some point, a civil protection order. Um, the three of us were listed as victims. So the three of them, I'm sorry, my three children and myself were listed as victims. So we're covered and listed as for him to stay away from us. I think it's like 500 feet or so away from us. And so then I was told what to do if he doesn't do that. So it was so I encourage anybody that is going through this, be involved, be your own advocate. Nobody's gonna, like, I thought that somebody from the parole area or board or whatever, somebody was going to reach out to me as a victim and talk to me and tell me. Nobody did that. I did that myself. So again, I encourage you, if you are in this same place that I was in, that you do that. You advocate for yourself. You find out what it is that you need to know for yourself. So I know that he's not, they have to register an address of where they're going. Don't know where he's at, but I do know that he's not in the city that I'm in. The parole officer checked my address against where he was at, and he's not within that. So that made me feel safe. So again, I wouldn't have had that knowledge, though, had I not called to check. Being involved, because I've always been involved, though. I've been involved in the entire process. I want to know what's going on. I want to know about any appeals. I want to know. I've always been very big on being your own advocate. And you cannot count on the state to send you information and do what you've got to be very diligent in doing that yourself. So that's the first thing. And then again, diligent in checking for yourself, but also protecting yourself, right? So you don't have a CCW, get one. Get one, learn how to use it, obviously safely. Do whatever you need to do to protect your surroundings, protect your family. You've got to do that. But I will say, when I got the call, I wasn't as prepared as I thought I was. I wasn't, you can never, it's like anything in life, right? You might know it's coming, know it's coming, but it's not until it actually gets there. Does it really hit you? And that was this situation. I knew the day was coming. He was released on July the 30th. Knew it was coming. Waited. I can't say I waited, but like in the back of my head, as I'm moving about my day, I knew a phone call was coming. But then when it didn't come, I thought, well, maybe something happened. Maybe they didn't let him out. Got happy for a second. Then I got the call. I happened to be out at happy hour with my son. Thank goodness I had a little drink in me just to help. I needed it, right? Got the call, seen the phone number coming through, and like, oh, my heart sank. Like, it's a feeling that you can't, and nor would I ever want to duplicate. They said his name. They said he's been released. And the tears just came from nowhere. I didn't see it coming. Like, I knew I would feel some kind of way, but I didn't know I'd cry. And I can't even tell you, like, the tears. Like, I think, I don't know where they came from. They were just everything. Right? I'm crying because I believe that this Negro should still be where he should have been. Right? I believe that 6 years for almost killing me, or almost making me handicapped was not enough. Uh, I'm then upset because I'm worried about my kids. You know, what my oldest daughter in particularly is really struggles with this more than any of the other kids. Like it's rough. This is really really hard for her. Um, so I'm just a ball of emotions, right? And I'm bawling, like I'm hugging my son, and I'm bawling, um, like a little baby. Like I mean, I'm like crying, and I ain't cried over this Negro in a long time, right? So uh, I don't know. Then I think I'm angry. I'm just angry at the fact that, like, here you come disrupting my life again. Like, just your presence of knowing that you out and about is, ugh. I mean, it did. Like, I couldn't breathe. I started hyperventilating. Like, it was a lot. Like, I was really extra. It was a lot. Um, and I'm just grateful that my son was there. You know how they say, there are no by chance things. Like my son happened to be with me, and he, hugged me, consoled me. He said, "Mom, I get it. I get it." He's like, "But Mom, you right? You okay?" He's like, "We got you. You got you." He's like, "You are not the same person that you once were. You protected. You done everything you need to do. And now, Mom," he said, "you just keep moving and just look back, right? Look back and see where you come from. Look back to check your surroundings, but just keep moving." Oh, I was so grateful for that moment, for him to be there. I will never forget that. Um, and the same, with my fiance, who doesn't have the same frame of reference as we do, me and the kids and my parents, of who this horrible person was, who this really just mean, nasty, just person was that almost killed me. He doesn't have that same, he said, "We see him as a boogeyman, but he don't." And I said, "I get it. I get that you don't have the same level of, I can't even really say fear, just knowing of who this Negro is." Um, but he speaks energy into me too, good energy. He's like, "Listen, you are not the same person that you once was. Like, you're not that Marika no more. So, like, don't even get upset with you can't even be upset because it's not the same Marika, right?" So, and I get it, right? To a degree, I get it. I get it. I get what he's saying. But at the same point, unless you've ever had somebody try to take your life, it is hard. It's a hard comeback. It's hard. It is difficult. But I know there are so many other survivors out there that have almost had their lives taken too, right? They've been shot, stabbed, uh, beat. Like me, like there's a lot of us that share the same, just this same form of survivorship. So I felt like, let me get on here and do a video, or started to write about it, but I thought, let me do a video, um, because I didn't have anybody to reach out to ask, how'd you make it through? How are you making it through? How did you feel when it happened? Like, prior to him going in, I Google searched and researched victims' impact statements. I, tried to talk to other victims who had done impact statements and had done this before. Like, that was its own process for me. And now, as I said before, I'm at a different part of the process, right? I've closed that book over there. I'm over here now. Um, and I will admit, it's different. Life feels different. Not gonna lie to you. It's not something that I focus on. Um, I think with anything in my life, I'm a person who, when something disrupts my life, whether it's something that pisses me off, something that um, just, shakes me up a little bit. I always say I'm going to pull over for 24 hours. I'm going to give myself 24 hours to cry, talk about it, talk about it. And then the next day, I'm done. This wasn't that, right? This required me to pull over a little longer. It required me to have a few more come to Jesus meetings. And I don't know, it just required me to just breathe a little more. Because this is not something that happens every day. And I have given my own self grace enough to be okay with that. Right? So like, I know I'm not about to be sitting on the porch the rest of my life, not scared to live, right? Because I have lived some of the best days of my life these past 5, 6, 7, 8, almost 8 years. Because it almost took 2 years for him to be incarcerated. So going on 8. I have gotten engaged. I got a grandbaby now. We built a house. We've established businesses. Like I have traveled. I've been living, right? And so now I'm at a point now. Like at first I was pissed off, right? Like I went through this angry phase. It was like the stages of grief of him getting out. It was like, oh, I went through the angry phase, like why I'm still here, like why I'm angry, like that he even got me in here trying to figure out what I'm gonna do and how I'm gonna do and looking behind my back, that pissed me off, right? That somebody's gonna come back out in my surroundings and disrupt my life. And then I thought about it and I thought, that's only the power that I give somebody. I ain't give up my power, not nary time. And now I don't change now either. So to my fellow survivors, whether you are at the place where I am, post incarceration, or, your perpetrator, your ex, whatever, has already been out, and you trying to just figure out how to keep moving, you just keep putting one step in front of the other. You just keep getting up every day. You just keep moving. You keep moving. You keep your faith. You keep, I don't know, you just, like, I will probably always look over my shoulder. I will probably never again, in the state of Ohio, right, sit with my back towards anywhere. Like, I gotta be facing the door. I gotta see who's coming in. I'm like that anyway, though, right? But especially here, I will probably always do that. It's just an instinct-driven thing in me now. And that is the gift that fear has given me, right? So fear can be a bad thing or it can be a good thing. It's all in how you use it, right? Fear brings torment. Right? The more you just fear and you just, you dread it. Oh man, I don't know what's going to happen. I don't this, I don't that. Lord, your soul is tormented. So you can choose that, or you can choose the wisdom that fear brought you. Right? The instinct, the drawing of that little feeling that you be feeling right here, the instinct. Right? When, you feel somebody walking behind you in an alley and you know that this is not where you need to be. You need to walk fast, you need to run, right? Like, that's the gift of fear. That's what I'm talking about, the gift. So there's a gift in just the wisdom that I got from what this person has shown me. Because my favorite saying, my favorite quote, Maya Angelou, is when somebody shows you who they are, believe them the first time. So I have no doubt in who this person is. Do people change? Yeah, absolutely. I believe they can, right? I have family who's been incarcerated and, have come out and got their lives together and changed. So I don't mean to say that people can't change. I will say, there are some people though that don't, they can't. I'll just be honest and say that. So, um, whether you're, one of these people or not, I don't know, and I'm not betting on the fact that you did. So, this person, this man, has shown me time and time over and over again who he was. So I'm not about to take now as a chance and risk not trusting who he showed me he was. So uh, you just keep moving. Like, I know and you know that God has callings on our lives. We have a purpose driven life, right? The fact that we are still here to share our stories, to help other people, means something. That wasn't just a by chance thing. So you have to live in that. You got to move in that. Like, I even felt bad, right? At some point, I was like, what is wrong with me? This is not how, I'm not fearful of, this is even not who I am. Like, I'm not that chick from 8 years ago. I am totally different. Totally different. So, why would I even allow somebody to get, boy, I almost like, I got pissed at myself. Like, what the hell is wrong with you, Marika? Like, don't you let not no person, no body come and shake your spirit like that. I'm not giving him or no damn body my energy. So, if you were at the same place that I am at, I will tell you, it is scary as shit at first. It's scary to know that the person that almost killed you, tried to kill you, whatever, assaulted you, raped you, whatever the person is in prison for, is out. That's real life scary shit. It's scary. I'm not going to lie to you. I'm not going to sugarcoat it, because this is not something that everybody goes through. We are in a class all by ourselves. We've had to learn how to survive after the assault, after the abuse. Our survival is just different. But so are we. And the fact that we're still here means that God has a calling on your life. And the devil's got one for you too. So you just gotta know which one you're gonna feed into, which one you're gonna allow to help you grow or destroy you. It's one of the two. So my little tidbit of wisdom for you is just keep moving. Don't give up your damn power to no Negro, no man, woman, nobody. Don't give it up. Don't lose no damn sleep. Like, I again, right, took me a minute to process. Not gonna lie to you, right? I'm not superwoman. I'm gonna tell you, it took a minute. It took some tears. It took just reevaluating my faith, where I'm at. Like, I had some come to Jesus meetings. And now I'm just at a place where, listen, I am going to keep living. And I just hope you stay the hell away from me, because if you don't, it's going to be something different. That's it. And it don't even just mean me, that I will hurt you for coming towards me. But, boy, I hate to see what God does. Because when you bother God's children, when God fights your battles, I feel sorry for the person on the other side. Because it is rough. It's rough. So keep moving. Don't let anybody take the hard work, all the growth, that you've done in your healing, in your survivorship. Don't let nobody take that away. No one person, whether they're incarcerated or not incarcerated, gets to do that. You keep living, you keep moving in your purpose. That's it. And once you determine that you're going to do that, like once you really make up in your head that like that's what you're going to do it. Do that shit. Do it. And destroy anything that gets in your way of keeping you from that. Right? People, things, circumstances, because you have a purpose. You got a path. You got a way. You got a destination you got to get to. And all the people's lives and all the just the experiences that you have. Like I think of all the experiences that I've had, all the people that have touched me, that I've touched, that I've just, the places that I've been, that this thing that almost tried to take me out has been in my life. It's been one of the best things that could ever have happened in my life. It's weird to say, but what the devil meant for harm, God meant it for good. And when I say good, God has been so good to me. So good. So nobody gets to take that. I refuse, right? From all of this that I done been through, nobody's taking that from me. Don't you let anybody take it from you either. So don't curl up in that fetal position and lock all your doors and hide. Don't do that. You pull back those curtains, you let the sun come in, and you just keep living. You just keep going. Let your instincts lead you. You look behind your back, right? But don't keep your head turned. You still got to keep moving forward. You look back. Because like I said, I'm going to always look. I'm going to always be reassessing. When I drive home, I'm looking to see how many turns this car behind me done took. They follow me. Like I pay attention. But I'm not obsessed with it. Because I know that I'm ready either way. And I know that God's got me too. Most importantly. That's the most important thing. So, keep moving, my fellow survivors. Just keep moving. And there is life. There's life after this. Right? There's life. But it's just up to you how you continue to live it.